Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located today. Today we are here with Kristen to learn more about the She Wise story. Hi, Kristen. How are you today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for also taking your time to share your story with us and also your viewers and your future She Wise family members. Today we have a couple questions to ask. Firstly, we'll start with many have asked, so for you to share, what does She Wise stand for?
Absolutely, thank you for asking. So, She Wise is a name that's near and dear to my heart. It kind of evolved over time. A lot of people think the she stands for the pronoun she. I happen to be a she, however, that's not what it stands for. It actually stands for surviving the human experience. And the name came to me because I realized over my journey that we are all souls having a human experience. And so, between that birth and death space, we're all learning how to survive and navigate our human experiences. The wise part two to that, shows the wisdom and the knowledge that we gain over time as we all go through our own personal journeys.
Amazing. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Okay, with that, all of that information for everybody to digest, I'll go on to the next question, which is, what is the significance of your owl? As we see it on your mug, we see it on your clothing products, even the back of your books that you have been able to publish. Yes, everything that you produce, we see that the owl has a significant meaning. So we would just like to dive deeper into what is the significance in your company with it.
Wonderful. Thank you for asking that question as well. So I spent a lot of time thinking about what the logo and what the signature pieces would be that represent She Wise as a journey, brand, and a company at large. And so for me, I ended up choosing the barn owl. The barn owl has a lot of significance depending on what you choose to resonate with, because for everyone it's going to mean something different. But for me, owls are known to be teachers. As we've seen them historically over time, they do represent teaching as well as wisdom. They also link our souls to our minds. And so from a spiritual space, that was really important to me to have something that was very symbolic. They also show us that we need to put things into perspective. They represent wisdom, knowledge, insight into things that are seen and unseen. They also symbolize change, transformation, intuitive development, and self-actualization. For me, I found that they also had a very symbolic meaning of hearing, seeing, and knowing through darkness, and hidden knowledge for journeys that are yet to come. Also uncovering some of our truths, and then knowing from a spirit guide standpoint that these spirit guides can help you along your path. They can unlock and show you some of your truths that you're not aware of. You can see true motives, and also unspoken truths can surface. Some believe they're also messengers from people who've crossed over. Again, it really just depends on what you resonate with. So from a personal perspective, for me, the owl represents wisdom, knowledge, personal growth. Also, for me, it was uncovering those deep truths, and then seeing, hearing, and feeling through the darkness. As I've gone through my journey, I've had to address a lot of truths that I didn't want to accept or didn't realize were even there. And so it holds a very significant meaning for me. Also, as far as being able to connect with souls that have crossed over, for me, another really important piece to this is I have a brother who had passed a few years back, and so my way of connecting with him is through owls. And so for me, that piece also resonated.
That is beautiful, and we thank you so much for sharing that and everything. So with that, and again, a great message, a great meaning behind everything. That's gonna move us on to our next question, which is, what is your story behind She Wise, and how did it become She Wise?
Yes, thank you. That's a deep question. Very interesting story, very unexpected story for me. I found myself along my healing journey having some very significant experiences that really were changing the trajectory of my life. And during that time frame, I had to really dig deep, and I had to uncover a lot of truths. I had to peel back the onion, figure out who I was, work through a lot of different traumas and things that had occurred in my life, and really just go back to that place of connection. And so in doing that, I began writing. I was journaling, which later turned into producing the book which you see here today, which is called Recreation: Surviving the Human Experience. And in that book, I take the reader on a journey to see where we are today and how you can go back into childhood and look at the limiting beliefs and the different perspectives we've adopted over time, whether on purpose or unintentional. And then looking at part 3, how do we heal? How do we move forward? How do we grow? How do we develop as a person? And what does that journey look like? And so in doing that, my initial personal project turned into an actual published book, which as I went through that book process, my mom also began writing a book and sharing her journey to the awakening, which also became a published book. And as this continued to morph over time, we realized there's a need for others who are seeking that support and that guidance and assistance in figuring out, where do you begin on your journey? How does that look? The healing process can be messy. It's not linear. It doesn't have a time frame. It can be quite an experience, quite a human experience for sure. So as things continue to evolve, we realized that there was a greater need to get out and talk to folks, to be here, to listen, to share in stories, realizing that we are one collective consciousness together. And as we continue to share with one another and support one another, obtain that wisdom, obtain that knowledge, we can raise the vibration of all of us, and we can make our world and our space a happier, more loving place to be, with more light and more love. There's so much darkness in the world. There's so much power and greed and ego-based actions that are happening out here, whether it be in your personal relationships or friendships or the workspace, or it goes across everywhere. And so for that reason, She Wise was born. It became the publication company, which was the books initially, and then it's morphed into the apparel company, so that others can also wear this owl as a emblem for whatever that owl represents to that person. And that's how we just kind of evolved over time. It was more of a divine business plan than anything.
That's amazing. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
So another thing that your viewers and people in the future want to know is, on many of your social media posts and at your events, you mention quite consistently the term She Wise family. So what does the She Wise family mean in your sense, and who becomes part of that family?
Thank you for that question.
Yes.
So as we've been going out and talking to others and sharing messages and doing posts, we realized that there's a lot of folks who were interested in hearing those messages. As that continues to unfold, we believe that everyone who's ready to take that journey and ready to step on that path, whether it be similar or a different journey, is all really looking for community. Everyone's looking for a place to belong, to share thoughts, to share wisdom and knowledge with each other. If we can help each other along our paths, it makes it easier. Finding support during all of what goes on in life's journeys can be very paramount and very monumental in helping someone heal, knowing that there's space, holding space for others. And so I like to call our little owls and owlettes our She Wise family, because they really are. We're all in this together. Again, we might be doing it from different angles and different journeys, but we're all here to support each other as one big family.
Amazing, amazing. So that is majority of all the questions we have today. We have one final question for you.
Sure.
And then after, if you would like to add anything that your viewers may want to know, we definitely recommend that. So where do people go to find more about She Wise and all of your projects, messages, books, and your future merchandise?
Oh, excellent. Thank you for that question. So we have SheWise Publications, which is shewisepublications.com. You can go there to find our books. They're also on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. So for those who don't want the physical book, you can get the audio book as well. We also have SheWise Apparel, and that's shewiseapparel.com. There you can purchase things like our mug that have our signature Surviving the Human Experience logo on it. We also have our crystal bracelets as well. We have 3 different styles. We've got the rose quartz, amethyst, and tiger's eye, very specific on that. And then you'll find the engraved SheWise signature piece on there. Also have everything from book bags. We have the limited edition jogging suits as well. Absolutely love those. They're very stylish, very comfy, very perfect for the fall season, and those are limited edition. And we have a few other merchandise items, so that's all there. We've also got our YouTube channel, which is Surviving the Human Experience, so we show different videos there. We also will be featured very shortly on Dream Vision 7 radio channel on September 26th at 6 p.m. So we have that information published on our SheWise Publications website, and you can definitely call in. There's a phone number to do the call in there and participate. It's an active live radio show with us, with myself and Denise. And then also we've got our Facebook pages. So you can go to the SheWise Apparel Facebook page. It's SheWise Apparel LLC. Or you can go to the SheWise Publications LLC Facebook page. Also, we're on Instagram. Sorry, it's a laundry list of places. We've got our SheWise Apparel and SheWise Publications Instagram pages as well. And we publish a lot of our information there. Have a lot of book signing events coming up in the fall as well. We will be doing a book tour up in New England starting next month, and we will be at a wine festival in Maryland at the end of September. So lots of opportunities to meet us as well.
Amazing, amazing. And I think that is actually all that we have for you today. We appreciate you so much for coming on and telling us about your story, the significance, and the meaning behind everything. You definitely have made an impact to people who you've already interacted with, and then I know that in the future you guys will grow into a beautiful business. So again, I want to thank you for your time, and make sure that everybody watching, you share, like, and comment, and also subscribe to hear more about SheWise and their journey and their growth as well. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Okay.
Take care.